It's kind of frozen, but we're here. I'm Danny Knightmare.
I'm Gory Movie. Oh, wait, I'm Lucha Gory. Why is the camera all fuggered up?
I don't know. Oh, camera.
Well, you do some talking and stuff. I'll work on your tech.
We are going to try and predict Survivor Series. I don't think there's any actual competition between me and Doc. Loser happens to do anything, but we have his predictions down too, so we will say them as we go.
Yay, Doc is back!
Yes, you can also go check out his prediction video. Give that guy some love. Subscribe to his channel if you aren't already. He's Doc the Metal Freak, all one word on YouTube. Maybe the bit rates. NXT's got War Games on Saturday. We're not doing any predictions for that, but I will say that I will predict that it'll probably be even a better show than Survivor Series, because NXT usually is. And I am looking forward to the War Games match between the Undisputed Era versus the War Raiders, Pete Dunne, and Ricochet. I'm gonna say my money is on the Undisputed Era, though. They are an actual stable.
Camera thing's bugging me.
Yeah. Just want people to see us at a decent pace.
I'm trying, dude. Times is hard. Alright, now see if it works.
Doesn't.
Alright, I'm gonna try something. This is gonna be a little crazy. You ready?
Alright, try it.
Wait, no. Not that. Alright, you can just keep talking if you want. It's cool.
Okay.
They can't see you, though.
I'm a ghost. I'm just a cage on fire. Fire cage.
Rage Cage.
Rage Cage. Who do you think would win between the Rage Cage from Tenacious D or Nick Cage?
Like in the back. Oh, I think Nick Cave. I don't know, man.
I guess Nick Cage has the youth. I'd be rooting for Rage Cage.
Yeah, you always gotta root for Rage Cage.
It seems to be working better now.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Good job. You got the skills.
To pay the bills.
Mamacita.
It doesn't fit the goddamn thing anymore. Fuck me. Ah. I got this. Just talk to your fans.
I don't have any fans. They want to know who we're gonna pick.
Nobody. Ha.
Raw is usually the more favored brand by Vince McMahon, so they often do get more favored in these matchups.
Yeah, he puts all his best wrestlers on SmackDown. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, the more talented ones are on SmackDown. Vince's favorites are on Raw. So.
Alright, so it's supposed to fit in this thingy.
Who will win and who should win are not the same.
Yeah, you just keep talking, kiddo. Don't you worry your pretty little head.
Well, running out of opening filler. Let's see here.
Tell a good joke. Everyone likes a good joke.
Off-color joke?
I don't know. Tell them a dad joke. They love your dad jokes.
No, they don't.
Everybody loves your dad. Who doesn't love your dad jokes? Bullshit.
I don't know.
Anyone who doesn't love your dad jokes can answer to me.
Well, despite whatever happens, Nia Jax is facing Ronda Rousey at the next pay-per-view at TLC. We'll predict that Ronda Rousey is going to kick Nia Jax's ass on that pay-per-view, even if she does have Tamina in her corner. Hey, are we good to go? Is it all fixed?
Good to go.
For show. Oh, I can still see a little cage in between me and that. Don't give a shit. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Why do I bother, man?
Don't worry about it.
There, are you happy?
Oh.
Oh my god.
It's perfect. Let's move on.
I don't want there to be a little cage.
Where's your title, Luchagore?
I don't know. You stole my belt because you were jealous of my success.
Steal your belt? I just think you're bad at keeping track of your belt.
There. How's that?
That looks great.
You're welcome.
All right. So, a lot has happened this whole week, and Survivor Series changed dramatically since, well, basically since SmackDown, because sadly, Nia Jax on Raw haymakered Becky Lynch, broke her face, and gave her a concussion, so she's not going to be in the main event against Ronda Rousey. But it does sound like instead they're going to build to that being the main event of WrestleMania, so maybe it's a happy accident. Maybe. If they do it right, they could... I mean, it's shit that it happened this way, and I hope Becky Lynch gets a full recovery, because she's... Hey, Dave Maggot!
There we go. Yeah, I think it's a... Hey, Dave Maggot's here. I like him.
Maggot. I like it. So, yeah, it's shit, but I think they're gonna make some lemonade out of that lemon, what happened. And it sucks because I really think that Becky was gonna lose. So now she doesn't have to. And she looks more like a badass.
She is a badass.
And hopefully, they might even have her give Ronda her first loss at WrestleMania. I don't think she's gonna get it tonight, though. But we'll get to that. Nia Jax is probably a little in the doghouse for doing that, but at the same time, they're making...
Nia Jax needs to stop breaking wrestlers.
Yeah, she hurts a lot of people. She's hurt every member of the Women's Four Horsemen.
Know your own strength, Hulk.
She's hurt Charlotte several times. Becky Lynch recently, just obviously last SmackDown. She's also hurting Sasha Banks and Bayley at other times. She's not getting the best
Bayley's
reputation.
Face hurts me.
Still, not the best reputation.
Nia Jax hurt me here.
And she just kind of got out of the doghouse, and they're going to push her because of the whole Roman Reigns thing. But I don't know.
Oh, it's Survivor Series. We should have blue lights too.
Oh yeah, it's red versus. You should be wearing blue since I got red on. There you go, the blue lights.
You got red on you.
Got red on you. Though I would say SmackDown is the superior show.
Ow! Balls! You just stepped on my foot.
Oh, that was
Save the fighting for the match. God damn it!
All right.
Alright,
anyway.
can we do promos?
Yeah, cut a promo.
I'm Gory Movie, and I'm gonna pick the best champions to win the Survivor Series. You can bet your bottom dollar, brother. I'm number one, and I'm the belt holder, and I'm undefeated. And Danny Knightmare is gonna suck lemons. He's gonna suck lemons.
You're on a winning streak. You're not undefeated. You've lost plenty of times.
Okay, since my professional run is Lucha Gory, I am undefeated in picking.
Okay, Lucha
Suck
Gory.
eggs, sourpuss Danny.
Gory Movie's not undefeated, but Lucha Gory is. Okay. That's how it is. You just change your name, and then therefore you haven't been beaten.
I've been rebooted.
Rebooted.
I'm woken Gory Movie now.
Well, who do you think's going to win in the big, ridiculous 10-man team?
We're just going to start with the fucking
Raw
bat,
versus
right?
SmackDown. Yes, this is I believe this is on the kickoff match. It says right there, kickoff match. We have the Revival, Lucha House Party, the B Team, the Ascension, Gable and Rude being the Raw team. Gable and Rude are the captains. SmackDown captains are the Usos. They have the New Day. Oh, shit, I think
it's a new day.
I think the Usos
honey,
and New Day
honey,
could win it by themselves. Oh, thank you. Happy Rusev Day.
Thank you.
But yeah, I think the Usos and the New Day have this one by themselves. But they do have some other teams with them, like Sanity, the Good Brothers, aka the Club, and the Colognes. I thought they were fired a long time ago.
Hey, they got Deadpool from the Wolverine movie too. His mouth's all sewn shut.
Yeah.
It's a little joke.
Yeah, kind of looks like it.
All right, let's predict. You're going down, Knightmare.
Well, like
this is Danny's face now. Look at it, handsome, beautiful. This is gonna be Danny's face afterwards. You're gonna be like Bailey or Dan. What am I looking at? I can't tell because they're both crying.
Did somebody break Neidhart's dad's glasses again?
Yeah, you know who cried like a little baby when that happened?
No.
Oh, he had onions. He said it was an onion. No, he was crying. He had emotions. He couldn't keep all the sad in.
I thought it was ridiculous because the match just ended.
Let the sad out.
Anyways, like I said, I think the Usos and the New Day have this one by themselves, but they'll probably have the other teams just to lose the other teams.
Look at that guy's smile back there. Like, he didn't even know they were taking the picture.
Okay. So, which team do you have? I'm going SmackDown.
Even though you're wrong about everything, you're right this time.
That doesn't make sense. You can't be wrong about everything. We'll be right this time.
Obviously, you've been cheating off my homework because I, too, picked SmackDown.
I had my picks down before you.
Yeah.
I didn't cheat off
Yeah,
of
I
you.
was like this, writing down my predictions, and he's like...
No. I wrote down mine.
I'm teasing.
Like, before you even
I'm
wrote yours
teasing.
down.
I think Kofi Kingston's chest hair is on point in this picture.
That's Xavier Woods.
What?
That's Xavier Woods.
In the
isn't
front?
it? Yes, Kofi's right there. You can't even see
put on some weight, dude.
You mean Xavier?
Well, I think Xavier Woods' chest hair's on point.
Yes.
All right. Needless to say, Danny is right this time. My thoughts are this. Okay, I think the Usos are kicking a lot of ass right now. Usos are on SmackDown. New Day, they kind of go either way, but New Day, you know, has a big following, and everyone loves the New Day, and the New Day does pretty well on average. They've got Usos and the New Day. What does the Raw team have? Not a whole lot of anything going on.
Shitload of jobbers.
So I'm going to say SmackDown.
Yeah. I'm going to go with that too. Doc also went with SmackDown, and wise choice because...
Oh, you didn't do a promo against Doc.
Welcome back, Doc, buddy. There's my promo.
So Doc's come out of retirement. He thinks he's going to take my belt. You know what? He thought wrong. You can tell Doc. You can tell his family. You can tell his neighbors. You can tell his whole damn state that I'm coming for you, Doc.
He might actually have already taken your belt since you don't know where it is. Maybe he has it right now.
Sneaky little
Maybe
weasel.
He's just rubbing it on. I'm Doc.
It rubs the belt on its skin.
Yeah. Otherwise it gets the loss again.
I think I just rubbed my boobs on camera. That's the most racy thing I've done on YouTube. You're going to get demonetized.
Last time you had baboobs.
I know. That was so fun. But I got dressed up for a friend's party. So I was like, I'm actually, you know, wearing makeup and looking like a human. And you can't find my belt or my mask. So fuck it.
I don't know what you did with them. You put them somewhere. They're probably in your closet.
He likes to cosplay as me and wear my belt.
No.
So he can feel like a winner.
But, speaking of that, I do have a video coming up. One, I gotta eat Vegemite.
Vegemite.
We were gonna go to an Australian store, but that's no longer open. So I'm gonna have to find a way to get some Vegemite. Probably just order online.
And you should just go full fake Aussie and put it on an Australian toaster biscuit, even though I know they're not Australian. And then have some American-produced Foster's Australian for beer.
Yeah. Well, anyways, Super Showdown, I lost that. And then I also lost Evolution, which is my punishment for that. I'm going to do the same video. I'm going to eat Vegemite while dressed as...
Guess who won those?
Yeah, what is my punishment for Evolution? Tell them. You said you want me to be in drag. Since this is a woman's pay-per-view, I got to dress up like a woman. And
I kind of want you to shave your legs and your armpits until the next pay-per-view.
I'm not filming that, so
Yeah.
stupid.
All right, I guess, yeah, you gotta do the next predictions in drag.
And eat Vegemite.
Oh my god, you're gonna be so... He actually, no joke. I know I'm supposed to be casting a lot of shade on my opponent here, but he is a fucking hot lady. He is like Tinkerbell,
I will shave my face
hotter.
for it, I guess.
He
Shave
makes
my
a
legs.
nice looking woman. My husband does.
That's weird.
You're a hot dude. You're a hot chick. You're just hot.
Now that we got all the jobber
Not the
tag
best of
team...
predictions, but you are a good-looking person.
Now that we got all the jobber tag teams out of the way, we're going to have
Oh,
the
I'm
champions.
sorry. I can't see the picture because Sheamus is glowing.
Yeah, there's a ghost. Sheamus the not-so-friendly ghost. Bro, kick your head off. We got... the big bar.
Dave, Maggot, if you're still watching, tell us your predictions as we go through these in the chat.
Yeah, that'd be great to know. And if you're not watching this live, let us know what your predictions are down in the comments.
Yeah.
But anyways, we got the big bar, the bar with the big show in the back, versus the Authors of Pain. Well, they have their manager with them as well, but he's just a little guy. He's not in the picture. Who do you got?
That's a tough call. But I'm going to have to go with the Authors of Pain.
I'm going with the Authors of Pain as well.
Sadly, the bar doesn't get the love they deserve.
No, and they could eat this loss. The Authors of Pain really need to prove themselves at this point because they're so young to the game of the new being on the actual roster. I mean, in NXT they proved themselves, but most people in the audience won't know them from NXT.
Well, and I think the only reason to pair them with a well-known tag team like the Bar would be for them to kind of make a name for themselves.
They need the rub more.
Yes.
I could easily see, though, Big Show punching their manager and, like, killing him, and that could be a distraction enough for the Bar to actually win this. I could see the Bar winning this. If they win it, I won't be too surprised, but they don't think they need it, and I don't want them to win it, so I'm just going with the Authors of Pain. And, let's see, Dog?
Look, I can do the rock eyebrow. See? That's why I'm a winner.
Doc's going with the Bar. He's going with Big Bar.
The Doc is wrong.
He might be.
He's wrong. You know, oh wait, no, I'm supposed to be, like, talking shit. Doc is wrong.
Alright, Dave Maggot doesn't know wrestlers. He's just
Okay, Dave, here's what you do know. Dave, you know us. You know me.
I'm a wrestler, you know me.
And you know Danny. I'm not a wrestler, but I am doing a wrestling predictions. And you know Danny and you know Doc. Of the three of us, who is going to win the belt for their predictions?
Will Gory retain? Or...
Will I retain my belt that I've had for the last 2 prediction shows? Or will Danny steal? Or will Doc? Doc definitely won't. Danny definitely won't. You need ovaries to pick good wrestlers.
So we both got Authors of Pain. Doc's got Bar. Moving on. Cruiserweight title. We got Buddy Murphy defending against Mustafa Ali. Who do you got and why?
This is a shoe and it's Buddy Murphy.
Yeah, he just won that in Australia. I don't think he's losing it here.
It is way, 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 way too early for Buddy to lose his belt. He just got it. They're not going to give it away. I know that's what you just said. But this time you happen to be right as well. They're not going to make him lose that already. No, it's Buddy Murphy.
Ollie's going to give him a great match, though. He always does. He almost beat Cedric a couple of times on pay-per-views, but he never did, which Buddy did beat Cedric. But Ollie does, he's going to give him a great match. It's going to be
Look at Ollie's
worthy of the
photo.
pay-per-view.
Like, he's smiling. You can tell there's a hint of sadness in there. Like, he just knows he's going to lose.
Yeah, probably. But it's going to be a great match.
Dave thinks I'm going to retain the belt. Dave!
If she can find her belt.
Those are good odds. Those are good odds.
Kirby probably has it. Maybe Laws has it.
Rocky probably has it on his mama shrine.
Alright, for the men's
this
traditional classic Survivor Series elimination match, 5-on-5, we got Team Raw, Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, Finn Balor, and Bobby Lashley, taking on the best in the world's team, Shane O'Mac. That's right. He became the best in the world on a tournament in Crown Jewel. Because he's the best in the world. Best wrestler ever, apparently. In his team, he's got Samoa Joe, Jeff Hardy, The Miz, and Rey Mysterio. There's a lot of star power there. On both teams, actually. Who do you got, and why?
I probably could make an argument for either one. I mean, my argument for Raw would be they have Braun Strowman. They're really trying to build up the Braun Strowman storyline right now. You know, they want him to kick some ass. And I could definitely see if they win, it will because of Strowman.
Stephanie said...
They also have Drew McIntyre.
Stephanie told him that if he wins, then he can get his hands on Baron Corbin. And then another Universal title shot against Brock Lesnar, so... And I don't really see them going anywhere else with Brock Lesnar, so I'm kind of thinking, yeah. I'm going with that, too. Also, Drew McIntyre is pretty much undefeated. He's only, lost some tag matches where Dolph Ziggler got pinned, not him.
In response to that, though, even if he does lose, Braun Strowman has shown that he finds loopholes to get what he wants. Remember when he had a fucking kid as his tag team partner?
Yeah.
I think even if they lose, he will find a way to get his hands on Baron Corbin. Remember the time he did that whole thing with the truck? Braun Strowman doesn't follow no fucking rules.
Yeah, he pushes over ambulances.
But here is my thought. Crown Jewel was a fucking mess.
Yeah.
And Shane McMahon was the best in the world. And you would think that they would chalk that up to, well, it's just a one-off thing. Let's just forget the embarrassment that is Crown Jewel. And then they go ahead and they put him in this match. Which makes me think they're running with this and they're trying to do a heel turn for Shane McMahon. If they don't want it to look like they fucked up, if they don't want it to look like it's a joke, if they're really trying to put him in as a competitive wrestler and give him a proper heel turn, SmackDown winning this would be exactly what they need for that story to work. Otherwise, I don't see the point in putting him in this.
They've thrown away storylines plenty of times before, and they might just sweep that under the rug, especially now with Bryan Daniel turning heel instead. Miz might even turn face, and they might just scrap Shane's heel turn altogether, because Bryan Danielson just said, hey, I'm tired of being a face, you're not booking me right,
well,
so book me as a heel.
And Shane McMahon does have a good team here. He's got Samoa Joe, he's got Hardy, he's got The Miz, he's got Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio just came back, and everyone's excited about that. He
had a great team last year, too. He was the captain, and John Cena was even on his team, but they got decimated. It was like Raw 3 survivors on Raw.
Also, against Raw, they have Dolph Ziggler.
Well, I feel like Ziggler's going to get eliminated. I think him and Finn...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Him and Finn are probably body count, like, sadly. They're probably going to be cannon fodder. But I don't know. It's going to be hard to get rid of Bobby Lashley, because he wins all the time, too. Drew McIntyre is, like, pretty much undefeated, so I don't think they're going to waste that here. And Braun Strowman, like, who's going to beat him? Not Samoa Joe, sadly.
Well, the other thing going on right now is this sibling rivalry between Stephanie McMahon and Shane McMahon, which again is furthered if Shane wins.
Yeah, I know. It has its reasons. It could go that way, but I'm going with Raw. You're going with Raw, right? Or no, are you going with SmackDown? You're going with SmackDown, all right.
Okay, I honestly I could go either way with this one, but since you and Doc both picked Raw, I'm going to be a freaking rebel, and I'm going to go SmackDown.
Look where being a rebel has gotten me. Every time I just go against you, I've lost, just because I want to do it make it more interesting.
Well, I want to make it more interesting, because if I don't go against you, then you and I have the exact same picks, and that's really boring.
It is.
So I'm going to go on this one, because I really do think there are good arguments for either one.
Oh, they are. In fact, Miz...
And, I mean, especially looking at this photo where they have Shane front and center, I don't think that they're just going to just be like, oh, forget the whole crown jewel thing, because this is happening, this week.
Well, I could paint a scenario for it. It gets down to, like, Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman with Shane, Miz, and Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio does a quick little roll-up on Braun, surprising him, because Rey can do that. He's beaten many giants that way. Braun freaks out, he's lost, but he probably still would decimate Rey Mysterio. Mysterio gets pinned by Drew. Now it's Shane and Miz against Drew. Shane pulls Miz in the way to get a Claymore kick by Drew. Then he rolls up Drew. He wins and brags he sacrificed the Miz to win. And therefore Miz goes babyface. He goes heel and just, I'm the best of the world thing again. That could very well happen.
I think if Shane wins, he's going to cheat.
Well, yeah, or throw one of his other people, I would think the Miz, under the bus. So he can get the win and then brag about how he got the win.
I think it's absolutely something that could happen. Also, because Shane and Stephanie have a rivalry, I think there's a chance that Shane might actually help.
They always make it about the McMahons. No matter what the story is, it's always about the McMahons. And people hate that.
To get back at his sister, he might even help Strowman get that Corbin match. Who knows? I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
Not likely, but the whole storyline with Shane McMahon's fucking weird.
It is. Man survived a helicopter crash and viruses. He's the hardest man in the world.
It's a weird storyline, and it's full of cheating, and it's full of a lot of breaking the rules, and it's full of a lot of bullshit moments. So, when Shane McMahon's in the mix, it's always a tough one to call.
And who knows what high thing he might find to jump off of.
I think especially with the Mans, they're never willing to admit that they made a mistake, and they're never willing to admit embarrassment. And since he is the best in the world right now, I don't think they're going to be willing to just swallow that right.
I could see him walking away with it just to add more fuel to that fire. But anyways, let's move on to the women's traditional 5 Survivor Series elimination match.
Well, Charlotte Flair is no longer
the team
head
captain,
of the SmackDown. We also don't know the full SmackDown lineup.
I know.
There's a mystery one there.
For Raw, we got a bunch of baddies and then Natty Neidhart. She's the only face on her team. Her teammates are Mickie James, Nia Jax, Tamina Snuka, and Ruby Riott, who she's in a blood feud.
Hey, look who's here, CP.
What up, CP? Late night, early morning? Late night, I guess? I don't know. I haven't gotten to bed yet, so it's nighttime. But yeah, so Natty's the only face on that team, and she hates Ruby Riott, who just broke her dad's sunglasses, her dead dad, and made her just, fall into a ball and cry. Her and Ruby are going to take each other out. And then it's Mickie James, Nia Jax, and Tamina. Though it's going to be hard to beat Nia Jax and Tamina. I think Mickie James would be pretty easily taken out, but it might even come down to those two, and they could still win it as those two. They're dominant right
Here's
now.
my thought. I mean, the SmackDown team, yes, it has Asuka, but it doesn't have a whole lot else going for it in the way of star power.
Naomi's a pretty big deal, but Carmella not so much. She's just more crafty. She doesn't win things like this usually. And Sonya Deville is definitely just body count.
Here's what I think's going to happen. I think there will be infighting with the Raw team. I think they will eliminate, Ruby and what's her butt are going to go against each other. Natty.
Yeah.
I think there is going to be problems. But what happens in these 5-on-5 matches is it always comes down to two girls. It's going to come down to two people from each team. It's going to come down to Asuka and it's going to come down to Nia Jax. And Nia Jax is going to win because Nia Jax has an upcoming match with Ronda Rousey. They're going to want to build it up. They're going to want everyone to be like, can Ronda possibly lose? Because Ronda's not lost yet. They're going to want it to be an exciting match that people are actually like, oh, maybe she could actually lose. So if Nia Jax almost single-handedly has to fight SmackDown herself because her team's taking each other out, it's going to look really fucking good for her when she goes up against Ronda Rousey. And she'll still lose. But, it'll be exciting.
I could see that. I could even see her and Tamina both being survivors where the two of them don't get eliminated because they're a dominant tag team.
Exactly.
But
I think it's going to come down to, on the Raw side, I think it's going to come down to Tamina and Nia Jax.
I think they'll be the last
But I think
two.
the other three are going to pretty much take each other out. But,
yeah,
Asuka doesn't have a very strong team aside from Naomi. So I think they're going to look good at first when Raw's all infighting and such. But once Tamina and Jax team up, I think they're going to completely eliminate that SmackDown team with the exception of Asuka. Asuka's going to put in a good fight, but ultimately I think the win is going to go to Raw.
It might. CP, we were just talking about the Miz face turn where Shane goes heel, officially straight up heel and Miz turns face. We were just talking about that. Yeah, but we also don't know who the fifth member is. That could be a game changer. Now, if it really comes out being Mandy Rose or some other jobber, then Asuka's fucked. But if it comes out it's Nikki Cross from NXT, they might.
That would be cool.
There's rumors that there's also rumors that it might be Ember Moon defecting to SmackDown because her and Tamina and Nia Jax hate each other. Those two have been cheating her, going 2-on-1 to get wins on her lately. Every week they beat her because they cheat. She might jump onto Asuka's team, and that would actually make a game changer storyline-wise. She could get some retribution there as she leaves. It also could be a celebrity like Trish Stratus or Lita, but I don't know if that would make a whole big of a difference. I don't know. I'm going with SmackDown, though, just because why not? For me, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Raw on this one. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I do think Nia Jax is going to be the powerhouse in this, but she really doesn't need it. She's already got her title match, but honestly, what does it do for SmackDown if they win? At least this way, they're supporting the Nia Jax storyline with her and Ronda Rousey, so I got to go with Raw.
Well, there's a few things circulating on here. One, Nia Jax probably in the doghouse for breaking Becky Lynch's face.
Is true.
And she might be her push might not actually go as high as it was going to go.
But she's still got that Ronda Rousey match. So
she
if they're going
does.
to get rid of her, they're going to do it after that match.
True.
So might as well give her her little time in the sun now because she's probably not going to get a whole lot of good matches after that Ronda Rousey match.
Probably not. She's probably going to lose to Ronda Rousey and then lose to Becky Lynch.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
But also, I could see SmackDown. Becky might actually. There's a rumor. It's not official yet. She might have to drop her title because of her concussion.
Oh.
And therefore, you'd need someone like Asuka or maybe an upcoming Ember Moon or Nikki Cross to step up to get that. Because from what it sounds like, when Becky, if she does, I hope she doesn't drop her title. But either way, her next two feuds are really going to be Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey. There's a big rumor that, well, not a rumor, but a prediction that Becky Lynch is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble, but she's going to want Ronda Rousey, who's on Raw. She might be leaving SmackDown soon to go fight those two. Since that's her two feuds.
Well, the other thing to consider, too, is Asuka wasn't even originally on this team. She was a replacement fill-in, so I don't know. I'm tempted to think they already kind of had this storyline figured out before everything happened with Becky Lynch.
Yeah. But like I said, with her leaving and maybe dropping the title, they're going to need to build up a new SmackDown woman to take the belt.
I feel like Asuka's already had kind of her big push.
she never won the title, and when they asked, and actually when Becky was asking which woman she should, like, be her replacement, even though she picked Flair, the crowd responded to Asuka louder, and maybe, just maybe, Vince heard that. I don't know.
I just think when it comes to Rousey, I feel like Lynch, if she's got a good shot at it, and I feel like the only other one is possibly in this match when she's going against Flair, just because Flair took that really brutal loss against Becky Lynch at the last pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're ready to let Ronda Rousey lose.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Anyways, so you got Raw, I got SmackDown. Doc also has SmackDown. Okay.
SmackDown. So, yeah, mostly it's pretty tight, pretty close, but the guys are picking the other ones, so just to keep it interesting, I'm going to be a rebel here.
Those are the two that me and Doc agreed on for the most part, but they're the two that you and me disagreed on because you're keeping it interesting.
Yeah, keeping it interesting.
Alright, so we got Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins versus the United States Champion Shinsuke Nakamura. Who do you got? Why? Which of the... Are you trying to show off your armpit hair? What are you doing?
I should.
No shave November. Alright, who do you got?
CP's got a question for you.
We'll get to that in just a second. We're almost to that match. So.
I'm going with Shinsuke Nakamura.
I actually am too. Why are you going with him though?
I feel like Shinsuke is a really, really popular wrestler, for starters.
Seth, though.
Yes, but I feel like he hasn't... I don't know. They've been doing some interesting things with Shinsuke, and I just feel like...
they've been doing disinteresting things with Shinsuke.
I guess that's what I mean. I feel like they've been kind of fucking up with him since he's gone to WWE. He was doing great when he's in NXT. What's that? Oh,
it's cat.
He was doing great when he was in NXT.
Oh, yeah. And even when he showed up on SmackDown, it was a big deal for a little while there. But they basically, once he won the Royal Rumble, failed to beat AJ out of like 5 matches in a row, and he couldn't win any of them. He's just kind of downhill spiral. Yes, he won the U.S. title, but he hasn't had any feuds since then.
He's a really big star, and they've been doing all the wrong things with him. I think if they want to save him as a character, he needs to win this.
He definitely needs it more.
They're giving up on him.
They definitely need. He needs it more. This is his first pay-per-view in a long time. He hasn't even been on pay-per-views.
Exactly.
He's the champion, and he hasn't even been on pay-per-views.
If he loses this, he's pretty much just a jobber.
Now, I don't think they'll let him beat Seth clean. However, and it was really stupid, Seth got on the mic last Raw and said, I don't give a damn about my match with Shinsuke, because I'm mad at Dean Ambrose. And Dean Ambrose started mocking him from a parking lot through their Shield vest in the fire dumpster. And that's what I think is going to happen. Dean Ambrose isn't on the show. I think he's going to show up, and he's going to cost Seth this match. He's going to distract him. Shinsuke is going to get the win. That'll be more humiliation because they're not even building this feud up. Like, this isn't a feud. No one's even really cared about it.
And that's a good way to push Shinsuke without making Seth Rollins look weak.
Exactly. And it also makes his feud with Dean more personal. It's like,
exactly.
I'm costing
he's like
you
saying
matches.
It's not even about Shinsuke.
Exactly.
But I feel like Shinsuke really needs this.
And I don't think that Shinsuke deserves that type of treatment, but either way, it's better than losing. So, I'm going with Shinsuke as well. Doc's going with Seth Rollins, though. He might be right.
And Doc is wrong.
This one he might be right about, but we'll see. They pushed Rollins a lot, but I really hope that they don't drop the ball.
Why does Ronda Rousey always have to make that face? Your face is going to get stuck like that, Miss Rousey.
I think she hopes it gets stuck like that.
I hope it does get stuck like that.
Alright, for the women's title, we got Ronda Rousey. Well, not women's title, but it was supposed to be women's champion versus women's champion. But Becky Lynch is injured. Charlotte is her personal picked replacement.
Okay, I fucking hate Ronda Rousey. She is a terrible person. She says horrible things. I can't get behind her at all. But despite the fact that she has maybe had one interesting match since she's been in WWE, WWE is just shoving her down our fucking throats and making her undefeated, even though her matches have not been that interesting. The last pay-per-view, her match that was supposed to be such a big deal, it wasn't that great. Becky and Charlotte's match, that was a fucking match.
Oh, yeah.
I know she's like an Olympian and she was in UFC and stuff, but when it comes to wrestling, her moves have been sloppy And her matches have not been everything they've been built up to be.
She's no Flair, that's for sure.
She really isn't. I mean, I want Charlotte to win just because I like Charlotte. Mm-hmm. And I also feel that, Charlotte is the queen. And Charlotte took a brutal defeat against Becky Lynch. Brutal. But I feel like Charlotte can lose that, she can lose this, and she can still be the queen. Mm-hmm. Whereas they're really trying to convince us that Ronda Rousey is as good as they say she is. Yeah. I don't think they're going to let that go just yet. I think Ronda Rousey's going to win this, even though I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
On the plus side, she's going against Charlotte Flair, who actually is a very talented wrestler and performer, so we might actually get a decent match.
I hope we do. If they have her squash Flair, I will be pissed. I don't think that's going to happen. Flair's pretty protected. She lost in a brutal match with Becky, but it was like a long match.
That was so cool. She was like stacking all the shit on her.
Yeah, she still managed to get up. They made Charlotte look like a badass in that match, even though she lost.
Dude, it was awesome.
I don't think that they're going to have Rousey squash her. I think Charlotte's protected enough where that's not going to happen.
And I feel like what they're doing with Rousey, it's like, in a video game where you have to beat all the big bosses. That's what they're doing with Ronda. Like, look, she beat Charlotte. She beat Becky. She did this.
This was actually supposed to be the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania match, but since Becky got hurt, they're pulling the trigger earlier on this. But it's for the best because of the way Becky's popularity has skyrocketed since the plan originally, so it's better that it's doing it this way.
Well, and here's the thing, too. Just because she doesn't win this match against her doesn't mean that they can't have a future match. With Becky potentially out of the picture, they can always use this as a way to build a rivalry between Flair and Rousey. Maybe Flair's going to want a rematch at some point.
Well, from what I hear, next year's Survivor Series, it's probably going to be the 4 horsemen of MMA versus the 4 horsemen of wrestling.
That'd be sweet.
So, yeah, the horsewomen, yes. So, yeah, her feud with Becky and Charlotte will hopefully go into that, and then she can bring up her friends, Shayna Baszler and the other 2. I can't remember their names right now.
I feel like right now WWE is just like, no, she's really good. I swear. What? She's going to win
this
one,
paid a lot of money for her.
Yeah. She's really expensive. You guys better like her. And I feel like most people do like her, and I'm sure your fans on your channel are going to hate me. But
no.
I think Ronda Rousey is all hype. And as of yet, no wrestling talent. I know she's got UFC talent. I know she's great at a lot of things, but wrestling is an entirely different thing than UFC. And it's not just about fighting and force. It's a talent. You've got to work with your partner, and I haven't seen that with her.
Well, earlier this month when they announced it was going to be her and Becky, they cut promos on each other, one from Raw, one from SmackDown. And Ronda was smart. She put over how great match Becky and Charlotte's match was. She said, "You guys had a great match. I know that. Blah blah blah. Still aren't going to beat me." But she was at least respectful in the way she said it, and she did get some good cheers. However, by the end of that month, when Becky got her face broken up, she was just covered in blood, and she was beating Ronda Rousey with a chair, and the crowd was chanting "one more time" every time she did it. They do like Ronda Rousey. They like Flair, but Becky has eclipsed both of them in popularity.
Oh, yeah. I love Becky Lynch is my favorite wrestler.
Like, Flair was getting booed during the feud when she was supposed to be the face, but that's just because how popular Becky is. It's not that they don't like her. They like her. They even like Ronda Rousey. The crowd is behind her for the most part. But Becky is superiorly popular right now. That's why I think she
The other thing with Ronda Rousey, too, is I don't feel like she's earned it.
No.
She immediately got to the top of the card. Immediately. She didn't work her way up through NXT. She didn't do any of that. It's... Like Shayna Baszler, she's a horsewoman too. Yeah. She has had to work for it.
Well, she was in the Mae Young original, and then she's had to fight her way through NXT, and that's why I actually have a lot more respect for her.
I just don't like seeing people get handed things, and if she was kicking ass, if she was delivering good, interesting matches, I wouldn't be so hard on her. But as of yet, I haven't seen anything that impressive from her.
Not too much. She's had some alright ones. She's had some shit ones.
Even you have said, though, a lot of her moves are sloppy.
Oh, yeah. Even when the matches are good, it's not because she's performing very crisply out there, that's for sure. But yeah, I hope this is going to be a good match.
Alright, CP's going to be mad at me. I told you!
Yeah, well.
Your fans are going to riot!
Alright, then we got the Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar.
Yes!
Out of nowhere, though, because, Crown Jewel, was supposed to be a triple threat match with Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Brock Lesnar. And Roman Reigns was going to retain, but before Crown Jewel happened, he had to tell everyone he had leukemia and he had to drop the title. And everybody was like, well, okay, Braun Strowman should get it. But I guess Braun Strowman's got some heat backstage. He doesn't show up on time and he leaves early and he's kind of got a bad attitude backstage. So that's why they haven't put the belt on him. That's what I hear. I don't know.
All the more reason why Raw may not win.
Yes. But Brock Lesnar, they decided to put the belt back on him. And everybody's like, why? He hardly ever shows up. Granted, he does show up when he's paid to.
It's because people fucking love Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar, I mean, okay, they call him a monster. It's one of those things where what they're promoting and what's actually happening measure up.
Yeah.
He is a fucking badass. He's a
former
great
UFC
wrestler.
champion, too.
Yes, but he delivers.
Yeah.
I don't like it when they shove something down my throat that I'm not seeing. Like, you can even see it sometimes when they replay matches and they've changed the crowd chants.
Oh, yeah.
Like the one with Becky where everyone was cheering when it was live.
Told Edge not to break his neck again in a ring, but then, like, they repackaged it with some booze in there. They used to do that for, like, Goldberg, too, like, when they go to Canada.
They've done it with Roman Reigns, too.
Yeah, they've done it with him, but they do it, like, live at Goldberg, like, live events, because in Canada he wasn't very popular, and, like, but they wanted the crowd to keep doing the Goldberg chants, so they piped it in through the speakers. It was so bad. But, yeah, they're very gaslighty about some of that shit.
They really are.
But Brock Lesnar is a beast. He is a man. See, if Daniel Bryan was still the tenacious underdog babyface, I would think that he would have a really good chance of winning this, but he just stole that belt from AJ by kicking him in the dick.
Yeah.
And he went full on heel. I don't think heel Daniel Bryan's going to be breeding
Here's
heel
the other
Brock
thing
Lesnar?
to keep in mind. Daniel Bryan is in the doghouse.
For missing Crown Jewel.
Daniel Bryan is in big trouble because he openly spoke out against Crown Jewel, and he's not John Cena. He doesn't have a massive movie career to fall back on. Mm-hmm. He isn't, as irreplaceable to Vince McMahon as John Cena. He is popular enough that, he's not going to get fired or
in fact, he even
get
got
suspended.
a title out of it, but...
Yes. But I don't think they're going to give him this, especially against Brock Lesnar, who, honestly, is pushed more.
Brock Lesnar is a man who's handed out a lot of concussions, and Daniel Bryan, who's had career-ending concussions. This is kind of a dangerous matchup. One of the things is Daniel, before he won the title from AJ, he had to lose cleanly, and he tapped out to AJ. And in fact, the even way he got the belt is that they kept rubbing it in that he tapped out. And that's what drove him to being a heel. Everybody making fun of him. Oh, you're a quitter. You tapped out. Daniel Bryan did ask to be turned heel, though. He told the writers, you're booking me like shit as a babyface. At least make me heel. I think that what they want to do, like, all right, we'll make you heel and we'll even put the title on you. Because I think they'd rather feed him to Brock Lesnar than to feed AJ to him again. They want AJ to look... Because AJ was going to lose this probably again, but they lost to him last year, and they love AJ... So I think they're just like, all right, well, AJ gets cheated, and then Daniel Bryan gets killed.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. So I'm going to say this is a no contest as far as I'm concerned. Brock Lesnar's going to win.
I'm sure it's not going to be a squash match. Well, then again, I remember Sheamus beat...
I don't think it's going to be a squash, but I don't think Bryan has a chance of winning.
Though a long time ago, Sheamus beat Daniel Bryan on WrestleMania for the title within, 7 seconds.
Oh, dude.
He kicked him right after the bell rang and pinned him. And that's why everybody really got behind Daniel Bryan, and ever since then. They're like, that was bullshit. And they've all pushed up forward. I don't think he's going to get squashed this time. I think Brock will, make him look pretty good out there, but I think he's going to Suplex City in the end.
He wants, CP wants to know what's the long-term idea for Brock. But, see, Brock is just like Braun Strowman in that, Braun Strowman's their monster, Brock is their beast, and they really like these guys to look undefeatable. They really like to make them look menacing, and so they don't like to let them lose a lot, especially not to a guy like Daniel Bryan, who, 1, is in trouble right now, and 2, is a lot smaller. That's going to make their beast look weak.
And Vince does not like the smaller guy.
He doesn't like that.
I'll tell you what the long term for Brock is from what it sounds like.
Did you mean Brock the wrestler or Brocky our dog?
Brock the wrestler, probably. I don't think he meant Brocky. His long term is to cuddle mama and eat lots of snacks. Brock Lesnar's long term, since he already fulfilled his role as long-term. He was the big beast that Roman Reigns finally conquered. Sadly, Roman never got cheered for that until later he found out. Now he's instant babyface. Hopefully he comes back, because that's some scary-ass shit.
That is really scary.
And I am actually pulling for him. I do not want anybody to have leukemia.
No.
It's horrible.
Actually, I have a lot more respect for him, knowing that, he's
lived his life battling,
and that he's, with all the shit he's put up with, as far as them trying to push him as a face and the crowd not being behind it, he could have easily been like, hey, I'm a leukemia survivor, and look at all this stuff.
Yeah, he never did.
He never used that.
No.
So he's just wanted it to be based on his wrestling merits, and I think I respect him.
And I have no problem with Joe himself. Never did. I always said it was the booking and the character that I didn't like, because they crammed it down our throat the wrong way.
What I wanted them to give him a heel turn, because I thought that would have been really good for him.
He was heel in NXT, and he was great at it.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they didn't let him do that. But Vince gets stuck in his ways sometimes. But anyways, that was Brock's long-term thing, to lose to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns sadly has leukemia, so they have to bring Brock back. I'll tell you what the big plan is for Brock, though. It's probably not going to be Braun Strowman, because of him being in the doghouse all the time. He probably will have another match at Royal Rumble with him, but I think Brock will even keep it then. I think the winner of Royal Rumble will probably be Drew McIntyre, and that is the new thing, I think. I think Drew McIntyre will slay the beast with his Claymore kick, so
I think that's
I think they're going to do that.
Pretty solid prediction.
Drew's very popular. He's pretty much undefeated. I think Drew will be the one who will destroy Brock, and they need him to stick around a little longer than planned because of the whole leukemia thing. But yeah, that I think is Brock's thing. I think they don't want to give it to Strowman. Maybe if Strowman cleans up his act, he might. If he does, they might give it to him. But
Strowman being in the doghouse, also more reason why they're going to lose that 5-on-5.
Yeah.
I also think Shane's going to cheat, and I also think it's going to be a way for Drew McIntyre and everyone to come in as the big heroes and be like, okay, yeah, enough of this. You're the best in the world. Shit. You won out of a fucking fluke. You won by cheating. Now you're going down. And everyone's going to fucking cheer for that. They're going to be even more behind Drew McIntyre, and then he's going to slay the beast. Everyone's going to be like, wah.
Yeah.
That's exactly the cheer they're going to do. They're going to go, wah.
But, yeah. So Drew's the new plan for that. I don't know if it'll play out, because so much can change between now and WrestleMania, but right now their sights are on Drew and Brock.
Yeah, so in order for that to work, though, they got to make this beast beastly, and they're not going to let Daniel Bryan be the one to take him out. It's not happening.
No. He's going to go back to feuding AJ. I think he's basically took that belt for him so he can take this loss. He might even give the belt back to AJ soon.
Gonna have to, he's gonna have to take his lumps, so to speak.
His Bella might have to take some lumps for him and get him back in the good graces of the McMahons.
Yeah, it sucks. He's doing the right thing, but that's just Vince McMahon for you, Daniel.
Don't get me wrong, I would actually really mark out for Daniel Bryan winning that match. And Doc has him winning. And
that's the thing. It's the same way I feel about the Ronda Rousey Charlotte Flair thing. I think Rousey's going to win, but if I'm wrong, I'm happy because I think Charlotte Flair is the better wrestler. And I prefer Daniel Bryan to Brock Lesnar, but I really think Brock Lesnar's got this.
Doc has Flair and Bryan, and I don't think he's right, but I kind of hope he is. Just kinda.
I kind of hope he is. I'll just be like, yeah, those were the better ones, dude. Sometimes things work out in fan favor.
Sometimes. If we're loud enough.
Good
CP, night, David.
Except for CP, who apparently loves Ronda Rousey.
Hey, she's technically a face. I don't know. I have mixed feelings on Rousey, but I do prefer Flair and Becky because they've paid their dues and they've proven themselves as great wrestlers.
I agree.
It doesn't mean that she can't turn her way around. Ronda Rousey might become a great wrestler someday.
I think she needs time. I think they pushed her way to the top of the card without.
Well, I get it from a marketing standpoint because she is a draw. She puts butts in the seats, but that doesn't mean that she's great in the ring.
But it's because of her. It's because of what she earned in UFC.
I know, and so forth. Good night, Maggot. If you're still there, I think you left. But
goodbye, Maggot.
All right, well, those are our picks.
Is that it?
CP, what are your picks?
For CP's picks.
Yeah. You should let us know who he thinks is going to win.
Hey, CP, guess what? I'm the belt holder because I won the last 2 prediction ones.
Yeah.
And I'm going to win this one too. Danny Knightmare's going down.
So,
brother?
The next prediction video, I'll have to eat Vegemite and drag as we make our predictions.
And CP, he makes a hot woman. Seriously, you don't want to watch that prediction video with your lady in the room because she's going to get a little uncomfortable by how hot Danny is.
As a woman?
Yeah, you make a hot chick, dude.
Drag king.
You're just
No, I guess
hot
drag
person.
Well, if you really need to see it, go look up our April Fool's Night Out. We did a Ghouls Night Out on April Fool's where I was in drag.
You are the prettiest belle there.
All right.
And you're like, kind of, like, as a woman, you make a good blonde, which is weird. Because, like, as a dude, you're kind of weird looking as a blonde.
Yeah.
It's strange how it works.
Well, it's also when I'm a woman. And
You're like
blonde,
a hot
I
brunette
shave.
man, but you're also a hot blonde woman. You're so conflicted.
I want to thank Dave, even though he's probably gone to bed, and CP for coming in and talking to us, because that's awesome. Anybody who watches this while it's not live, you're also awesome. Please let us know what your picks are down in the comments below. And good luck.
Sorry, I'm yawning.
And loser, drink something nasty for this
Ew,
one.
gross.
For this one.
What is with all the eating and drinking gross stuff?
Well, I already got drag and Vegemite. I might have to wash it down with something.
That's disgusting.
Or maybe you will.
I'm not gonna lose. I'm
All right.
undefeated.
Not undefeated.
All right. So what's the punishment gonna be for the loser? Because we gotta
That's what I'm
determine
saying.
that.
It's a nasty drink.
Should we just let CP pick it since he's here?
Well, if he's quick enough. Otherwise, I was gonna make
What's the nasty drink?
the peanut butter jelly.
That thing's like expired.
Barely. It expired last year.
That's
It's not
disgusting.
open.
Barely last year is not barely, Daniel.
Barely, and it hasn't been opened. It doesn't have any chunks or anything
So
floating
honky.
around in it. Actually, I don't even know if the peanut butter and jelly one's expired.
That's disgusting. I want to drink something gross.
It's just peanut butter and jelly.
Ew.
There's the real gross ones. I could price those out instead.
Something that's not expired.
Like what?
What do we have that's not expired?
I don't know.
I feel like we've done gross soda, though, for punishments.
You want to do a shot of hot sauce?
We have ghost peppers!
Oh, a ghost pepper.
Ghost pepper!
All right, ghost pepper.
Ghost pepper! Ghost pepper!
All right.
I've never had a ghost pepper. I don't think you ever have either. So we have
I've-
like 4 ghost peppers that we grew in our garden.
I have ghost pepper. I've had ghost pepper sauce, but I've never had an actual ghost pepper. I guess I'll dip it in the Vegemite if I lose.
At least that would be interesting because we haven't done gross soda. You know,
I could dip it in
Laws
Vegemite.
is gonna love seeing you eat a ghost pepper, honey.
All right, ghost pepper it is. Ghost pepper. I already have 2 punishments for that prediction video. You might have 1, or I might have 3.
I'm not gonna have a punishment because I'm not
I
gonna
might
lose.
have
'Cause I'm
3.
not losing my belt.
So tune into TLC. It's tables, ladders, and chairs, and possibly 3 punishment. Well, 3 punishments. They might be divided, or I might be taking all of them
And Doc can probably find a ghost pepper somewhere if he loses.
if he wants to.
Wouldn't blame him if he wanted to.
Doc's not officially challenging us. This is his first time back. He said he hasn't even watched wrestling, so he's like, but he'll get back into that. He said he'll get back into it. He'll get caught up. All right, it's been fun. See you guys all on Sunday. Well,
Sunday.
I wonder if that guy with the long hair will be in the front row again. We haven't seen him
I
forever.
miss that guy.
I'll be looking for him in NXT
It's
too.
like not wrestling anymore without him.
Well, they've been out of the country. I don't know why he was not at Evolution though. But
What if the reason we haven't seen him is because he was paid by Vince McMahon to be there to cheer Roman Reigns?
I actually do think that is a theory of mine as well.
Conspiracy theory.
Which if Roman, when
So
Roman,
we're talking about the guy who's like, if you watch like the last year's pay-per-views, he's
Always
always
in the front row.
in the front row. He's
slightly
long
to the right
hair.
usually,
Yeah, he's always there.
long brown hair,
Yeah, and he used to
Skinny and
always
tall.
cheer like crazy for Roman, no matter how much the crowd booed him.
and a few other people. But yeah, I almost think he was a Roman Reigns plant because he hasn't ever since Roman Reigns has like been gone. He's been gone.
I miss you, long-haired guy.
But then again, it might have been
If he
just
had
because
a Twitter, I would be all over
it might just because he wasn't obviously able to go to Crown Jewel or Australia. I don't know why he wasn't an Evolution though. Was he sexist? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if he always goes to NXT takeovers and he always goes to the pay-per-views. If he's there, we'll see this weekend.
We hope you're there, long-haired guy.
You get a bonus half point. Well, no, because we both think he's going to be there.
Oh, wait, were we going to call who we thought would be the final ones in the tags?
Nah.
Fine.
I think Drew's going to be the Tom for Raw. I have no points for that, though. All right. War Out